Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sake Revolution. This is America's first sake podcast, and I am your host, John Puma. I'm from the Sake Notes. I'm also the administrator over at the Internet Sake Discord and the lead mod at Reddit's r/sake community.
And I'm your host, Timothy Sullivan. I'm a sake samurai. I'm the director of education at the Sake Study Center, as well as the founder of the Urban Sake website. And every week, John and I will be here tasting and chatting about all things sake and doing our best to make it fun and easy to understand. Hello, John. How are you?
Hey, oh, you beat me to it. You were quick on the draw there, Tim.
Yes.
I appreciate that. I'm doing rather well. I'm doing pretty well. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I have been working hard, teaching sake classes.
Yeah.
And it's been a lot of fun living the dream, as they say.
Nice. I want to just get in there really fast and say that my sake revolution resolutions, they're coming along. Well, one of them's coming along. I haven't done anything with a certificate yet. I haven't signed up for any classes yet, but I have been taking photos of the new bottles of sake that I open. And it's been, number one, it's been really fun to do. Like, I've really been enjoying that. It's fun to have a record of the things that you've been tasting. And that's, I know a lot of people will do like photos, they'll take notes on top of that. I haven't been doing notes, but I have been doing photos, which reminds me of like what I've been doing. So this exercise has been kind of fun and really a good time so far. I do need to do the other bit. I'm way behind on that, but we'll get there. I'm gonna gambate.
Well, JP, I can totally vouch for you because I am signed up as a subscriber to your Google photo album.
Yeah.
So every time you post your photos of what you've been drinking, I get a little alert, and I've been checking up on you, and you're doing a good job.
I think it's important that I have things in place to keep me honest. And so, yeah, but people are allowed to subscribe to the album, and they'll see what I have been drinking. I believe that's in the show notes from that episode we did on the Sake Revolution resolutions. Maybe not. But it's been a lot of fun.
I don't think so.
Oh, well, maybe we can put it in these show notes then. And you too can be notified every time I open up a new bottle of sake. Please note, that's not what's happening, because a lot of times, like, I've been realizing I didn't post 4 or 5 pictures from like a week, and then I'll just post them all at once on like a Tuesday afternoon. That's not what's going on my Tuesday afternoon. Just FYI.
Right.
I figured you knew that.
But my favorite part of checking out the album is always looking in the background to see where you're drinking. Like, I'm like, is that Ahsoka? Is that his house? Is that accidental? Like, where is he? Where in the world is John Puma?
More often than not, it's my house.
Yeah.
But it's been pretty cool. Yeah. But that's not why we're here today, Tim. We're not here to talk about me taking pictures of bottles of sake.
Although it is nice to get an update on your resolution. So
yeah, I think it's important.
Very nice.
We are here to actually talk about sake. How about that? We're going to taste and talk about sake. What are we tasting and talking about today, Tim?
Well, we're going to dip our toe back into the world of what I've been calling the Kobo Chronicles.
Yeah.
Kobo is the Japanese word for yeast. And maybe we should just do a quick review of what yeast is and what role it plays in sake. And so it's called Kobo in Japanese.
Right.
And I often define yeast as the engine of alcoholic fermentation. So it's the microorganism that eats sugar and gives off alcohol and CO2 as a byproduct. Right. And that is the role of yeast. And in my mind's eye, I always picture it like a little Pac-Man. Waka, 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 waka. Chomping its way.
And it's important to note that, like, for everybody at home, the use of yeast here is not unique to sake. This is, as you pointed out, something that's in all alcoholic beverages. It's like alcohol doesn't happen without yeast. Is that more or less correct?
That's right.
Yeah. And here we are.
So we've talked about yeast many times on the podcast. It's always good to review the basics. And the Kobo Chronicles is all about examining different varieties or maybe unusual varieties of yeast
Hmm.
and how they can contribute to flavors, aromas, and that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
we both got our hands on a sake that has a very unique yeast,
Hmm.
and we're going to talk about that and taste that sake today.
Yeah, I'm excited. And I think that in the sake world, or at least where it comes to like people talking about sake and like what you see on the label in a lot of cases, a lot of attention is given to rice, right? What kind of rice is in
Hmm.
this? What kind of rice? And very rarely, not never, but very rarely do we get talk of what kind of yeast is in this. And so the idea that the focus here on the series and this bottle is on the yeast is really cool, and I'm excited to dive into it with you.
Yeah, you're definitely right. Yeast is very often like in the background and not the star when it comes to. Usually we talk about the rice, as you said, or sometimes even the water before we'll talk about the yeast variety.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, even though you're absolutely right about that. But not today. Today, it's all about that yeast.
Yes,
And
and
and what is
today,
that yeast, Tim? What is that yeast?
well, today's yeast, today's yeast is a mutant.
A mutant. Oh my
Yes,
goodness.
yes.
Does Stan Lee know about this?
So this is, and we're going to talk about how to pronounce this, but
Uh-huh.
it is known as uh, LED or
Oh.
LED. So it's the
Or
letters LED.
so it's a light
LED.
emitting diode.
LED or LED. What do you think it is? I said LED.
Well, normally I would be inclined to say lead because I think of LED. I'm thinking of, light emitting diodes, but I don't know a lot about this yeast yet. I'm trying to go into this with an open mind, no contamination.
Right. Well, I will give you a major hint. The mutant nature of this yeast is connected to lights.
Ooh, now I'm leaning LED. That's
Yes,
interesting.
let's
Okay.
let's go with LED. So the sake that we're tasting today is Narutotai LED sake.
Mm-hmm.
It's out of Tokushima Prefecture. And this is a sake that is basically marketed, and its main attraction is really the yeast that they use, this mutant yeast.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe we can talk a little bit about how it was created.
Yeah, yeah, it's very interesting. And so this is Narutotai. These are the guys that are known for the can. Is this not the case?
Yes. Now
Hmm.
I've infamously called it the oil can,
Yes, you have.
and to the president's face, president of
Okay.
the company. Yeah.
And what was his
Um,
reaction to that?
uh, I think nonplussed is
Oh, that's not
um,
the reaction you want.
yeah. So Michelle is a big fan of this brand, is she not?
Oh, she is a huge fan of this brand, the biggest.
Yeah. So the classic Naruto sake is which one?
It's a Shiboritate Ginjo Nama
Yeah.
Genshu, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Genshu. Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's in that really cool aluminum can.
right. Just don't call
And
it an oil
that's,
can, apparently.
don't call it an oil can, to the president's face. It's something they're really known for. And this is a different product from their lineup.
Hmm.
And they're calling it the LED sake.
Right.
And I have a little information for you about how this yeast was created.
Mm.
It was made in Tokushima. So, this is a yeast that is only used in Tokushima Prefecture.
All right.
And it was based off the work from the Tokushima Prefectural Industrial Technology Center.
Hmm.
And they did work with researching irradiating yeast with UV LEDs. And what this
Yeah.
does is it creates mutant strains of the yeast when they zap it with the LED light.
Uh-huh.
And I also read that it's the blue wavelength in particular
Mm,
that
okay.
they're applying to this yeast. And then when the yeast is reproducing, it changes its DNA a little bit and they get different strains of the yeast. And they found one that they thought was particularly good for making sake.
Very interesting. I like that. So they took the existing yeast and then like bombarded it just to kind of see what it would, not just to see what it would do, but to see what effect it had. And I imagine they did a lot of these experiments, and this was one that gave a positive result.
Yes. And I mean
Nice.
things like mutant and irradiate are not the words we traditionally use in marketing sake, right?
It's a first for me.
It's going to be really interesting to taste this. Have you had this before?
I actually have. I had this in Tokushima last year, as a matter of fact. I happened to be in Tokushima, and number one, Tokushima is a wonderful prefecture. The city is absolutely delightful to walk around
Mm.
in. The food is wonderful. The people are friendly. People don't know about Tokushima. People don't go to Tokushima. They should. It's wonderful.
So you visited this prefecture and I've never been there. So
Hmm.
you're one up on me.
Aha.
You scooped me, Puma.
If only I went to the brewery while I was there, then I would really scoop you.
So the name of this yeast is LED Yume Kobo, which means dream yeast.
Ooh,
So
dream
that's
yeast.
dream yeast because I guess it produces a dreamy sake. I don't know.
Huh. I hope it does. I'm excited to find out. So
Now, should I read a tasting note to tell us what the promise of the flavor is before we open?
sure, let's find out what the marketing says.
All right. So let's see. Okay. So it says the various lights of the LED irradiate the existing yeast and develop new yeast through mutations.
Mhm.
This allows us to produce a completely new type of sake, sour, sweet, and tropical.
Ooh.
It's designed to have a very high acidity and a sweet finish. Drink the sake chilled in a wine glass, and you'll get a sour aroma like yogurt, a slightly sweet aroma like apple, which will whet your appetite.
Oh,
All
what?
right. Yes.
Wonderful. That sounds great. Yeah, I kind of want to give that a shot now. That's very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Before we open, let's
Hmm.
talk about this label too.
Yeah, for us in the West, we primarily experience Narutotai through their flagship can product, that Shiboritate Genjo Genshu. And that is a squat white can with some kanji on it. Not a lot else going on. This, on the other hand, is a very elegant looking bottle. It's one of those um, longer neck, kind of fatter bottom bottles that I've been seeing a little bit more of these days. Tim, is there a name for this?
Did you just say this bottle has a fat bottom?
It does. I
I'm
didn't make
covering
it.
the ears of my bottle when you said that. I think that this is
I'm
one
just
of the
calling it as I
standard.
see it, Tim. I don't know.
The bottle shape that I know doesn't have a specific name,
Okay.
but it is wider on the bottom and
Oh, is
not
it?
the higher neck. I didn't say
Yes.
it had a fat bottom. I said it's wider on the bottom, but it has a longer, narrow neck, swan-like neck. Very beautiful.
Yes, that's very nice. And then the label is very colorful. It's it's very colorful. It's and contrasting with the kanji filled label of their mainline product, there's none on the front of this one. It's just a bunch of colors and patterns, and even a bit of a different texture. Some foil on here. It looks very lovely. Did they ever say in anything that you've read what they were trying to represent with this?
Well, I am putting two and two together looking at this,
Uh-oh.
and the the information I read about the LED light, remember I said they use the blue wavelength in particular?
Yes.
And the blue on this design is the one that gets the foil. So
Yeah.
the blue line on the label is like sparkling and
Mm.
glowing with the foil treatment. I think these are all the different wavelengths of light. I think that's what
Mm.
this represents in a very abstract way. but the blue one gets the special treatment. And on the side, it says LED in the foil as well.
In the blue foil, yeah.
Yeah, I think that refers to the blue wavelength.
That stands to reason. I like it.
Yeah.
But very colorful, very striking bottle here. And yeah, if you don't mind, I'm gonna give everybody at home a quick rundown of the stats for this sake. As Tim pointed out, this is the Narutotai LED sake. It is a Junmai Ginjo from Honke Matsuura, which is, of course, in Tokushima, which is on Shikoku Island. And the ABV here is 15%. The acidity is 2.5, which sounds high to me. That's up
That's
there,
high.
right? That's very high.
Yep.
We've got Awa Ichiba Yamada Nishiki rice from Tokushima. Now, Tim, we know what Yamada Nishiki rice is. We know what
Yeah.
Tokushima is. What is Awa Ichiba?
Awa Ichiba refers to the location. So this
Mm.
is Tokushima grown Yamada Nishiki.
Ah, very nice, very nice. Well, they take that Awa Ichiba Yamada Nishiki from Kokushima, and they mill it down to 58% of its original size. And then here's where things get a little extreme. The sake meter value is minus 20. If you're wondering how they were going to deal with that 2.5 acidity, I think we know where they're going. I think that they're going to try and meet somewhere in the middle with this very, very low SMV and that very high acidity. What do you think, Tim?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds right. And of
Cool.
course, the yeast is our LED Dream Sake yeast.
Yes. Well, I didn't think I needed to mention that.
Well,
but I appreciate you being thorough.
I'm very, very thorough. Someone might start listening in the middle, you know. They might miss our
if you just
introduction.
started the show, please go back to the beginning of the show. You don't have to go to the beginning of like episode 1 of Sake Revolution, but for this particular episode, just do me a solid and go back to the beginning. We put a lot of work into that. All right, so Tim, let's open this
so
one
we
up.
got the stats. Yes, we got it. Let's open it.
Please do. All right, so we've got it in the glass.
Yep, I've got the Narutotai LED sake in the glass. Let's give it a smell.
Yeah.
It smells fruity to me.
Tropical. It may just be that they imprinted that word for me there, but yeah. For me, very tropical on the nose.
Yeah,
Very nice.
it smells a little like jammy and mango. Not too much melon this time. I mean, you and I love to talk about melon, but it's not as melony. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not very melony at all. It is much more of that mango, maybe a little pineapple.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you ready to get this one a
taste? I am. Oh, it's interesting.
That is a blast of fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It almost tastes like a starburst.
This is not subtle in the least.
It's very rich and juicy and sweet, but the acidity comes on the finish for me. Like it's bright and acidic on the finish.
Yeah, it is. Bear with me for a moment. The OG Narutotai, that Genshu, is well known for just being like a big, intense, like blast of Nama assault. And this is like, it's got that pow to it, but this is fruit and sweet and sour. It's a very different style, but the core energy that this brand brings, this take no prisoners, here's the flavor, appears to be present.
Yeah. It's not shy. Neither of their sakes are shy. Yeah.
Yeah, they're just going big or going home, and they're going big here.
I think one of the biggest differences between the classic Narutotai that we featured before and this one is that the alcohol percentage is different. The Narutotai in the can, the Nama Genshu, is just so bombastic and high alcohol. This is juicy, sweet, high acid, but the alcohol's only at 15%.
Yeah.
So it doesn't bowl me over in that same way. Let me know if you think this is a fair statement, but
Mhm.
I think that if you are a lover of juicy white wines, that you would really like this. What do you think?
Yeah, it does have that high acidity white. Yeah, white wine's like a Riesling. It's like pow, like, or like a Muscat, like almost kind of thing.
Mm,
It is just big and vibrant. It's a lot of fun to drink. I don't think it's something you can just like absently keep sipping because it is so intense. You're going to get a little bit of like maybe palate fatigue after a bit. It's a lot.
mm,
It's almost tiring. This
yeah.
is not a nama, but it does um, in some ways feel like one. It's because it's so vibrant.
Well, the thing that is really exciting for me about this sake is that it does push the envelope.
Hmm.
We don't want sakes to always be the same or never innovate. And it sounds like with this mutant yeast, they were able to innovate in a way and make the sake more expressive. And it is, in my opinion, it's leaning more towards a wine like sake.
Mm.
And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that will attract a lot of wine lovers to sake.
Yeah, it could. It definitely could. And as somebody who enjoys some wine from time to time, yeah, this is definitely really nice.
Mm. Yeah. Now we have to ask ourselves what we would pair with this because it's a very unique
Mm.
sake.
Hmm.
It's got the sweetness going on, it's got the high acidity, it's got that kind of muted tropical fruit.
Hmm.
And I do have some pairing recommendations from the distributor.
Mm.
So,
Okay.
should I read those and we can react to them? Do a
Yeah,
live
yeah.
react?
I think that'll be fun. Let's go for that.
Okay. So, the first one is cheese risotto. Cheese risotto.
I cannot opine
Because of the cheese.
because
Okay.
of the cheese. But what do you think?
For new listeners,
Sean does not eat
John
cheese.
Puma does not eat cheese. That was a misfire on my part. I
Oh
should not have
no,
read
no,
that
no,
one.
no, no, no. It's fine. Tim, what about
Okay.
you?
I think it would be great.
Okay,
Like
so that one works for you.
risotto is often cooked with cheese and white wine.
Mm.
And I think that it gives that a little bit of acidity to cheese risotto. Cheese risotto is irresistible in my book. So
Ooh.
I think that's wonderful. They also say Caesar salad.
Okay, I'm here for that, and I think that
Yeah.
this would go really well with that.
Yeah.
Okay,
They
I'll,
said fruit platter.
sure.
Yeah. I don't sit around with a fruit platter all that
No,
often.
yeah, that's me either. And so I'm like, yeah, I guess that would work. Sure.
Yeah. And also in the dessert section, they also say cheesecake with blueberry sauce.
That's very specific.
I'm not a big fan. Scott will tell you, I'm not a big fan of blueberry in
Hmm.
general,
Hmm.
but just plain cheesecake, I could see this. It has the sweetness to
Mm.
put a foot into dessert territory, but I don't think you need to like this isn't so sweet that I feel like it's a dessert sake. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't think it's there.
No,
I think that
right?
the Caesar
Yeah.
salad kind of made my eyes light up a little bit. That sounded nice.
Mm,
I have also found the recommendations. At least I think these are from the importer as well. I see also roast beef here. That's an interesting
yeah.
idea because that's like a heavier flavor, and I think that the high acidity on this would perhaps be tamed a little bit by it. I think that's a fun
Hmm.
way to have it. I think it'd be interesting.
Yeah. Well, let's come up with our own food pairing recommendations too.
Yeah,
It's not easy, but this is a muscle that we have to exercise. Like we
it is
have to
true.
envision our food pairing options. And the more you do it, the easier it gets to kind of envision what you would have with this.
Mm.
So I really like the idea of a salad for sure. A Caesar salad sounds great.
Hmm.
Raspberry vinaigrette would be great. I often go to that with sake. And I think this would pair really well with, pardon me, John, but a cheese plate. This is a sake I would feature in my cheese pairing
I
class for sure. Yeah.
I was just about to ask you that.
Yeah.
Great. I also um, do you think that something with lemon would clash with this?
Mm. I think the acidity from a lemon-based vinaigrette or a lemon dressing would be great. And that makes me also think of something like a lemon chicken. You know,
Mm.
I love lemon chicken, and I think that would go great with this. Okay, so we won't go hungry, and there's lots to pair with this sake.
Yes, I
Um,
agree.
and when you see those numbers on the stats, like acidity 2.5, SMV minus 20, it's like, oh my God, what am I going to do with this thing? It's out of bounds in a lot of
Yeah,
ways, but tasting it, it's like, oh, this is not that crazy after all. This is not a funky sake for our funky sake series, I
it
don't
is
think.
not. No, no, it is definitely
Yeah.
not funky. And we mean that. We don't mean that as an insult. Yeah, no, this is not a funky sake. It is a really well balanced sake. The numbers may make you think, oh my God, this is going to be absolutely insane. But because you have a high number on either side, it's meeting it in the middle in a way. And it's really nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the alcohol, acidity, and sweetness all balance each other out.
Hmm.
And it definitely leans more on the sweet side. I think if you buy the sake, you should know it's going to be on the sweeter side, but it's not overpowering. It's not out of balance and super unique. And I think it's great that we can have new yeast varieties like this LED dream yeast or LED Yume and
Hmm.
have it produce these interesting flavors. I think it's great. And I'm excited to see. I know that a few other brewers in Tokushima are going to be using this yeast as well. So
Ooh.
maybe we can get our hands on another LED sake that uses this yeast
Mhm.
and do a taste comparison. That would be fun for a future episode.
That would be a lot of fun. And there's one last thing I want to talk about here with this, and that is, to me at least, and feel free, I definitely want to get your feedback, but I think that this is a sake we want to definitely serve more on the colder side of things. It does not feel like something that we want to warm up too much, and it doesn't feel like something that's going uh, to love being all that room temperature either. I don't know what your thoughts are.
It doesn't matter what my thoughts are, John. The back label says serve chilled only. The
Well then.
brewery is telling us
Oh,
serve chilled only.
the power of the brewery compels us. Well then,
Yes.
I'm glad I brought
Yeah.
that up.
Yeah. So the brewery recommends 51 degrees Fahrenheit. If you go into their deeper notes online, they say that 51 Fahrenheit is the magic temperature, which is quite cold for
Yeah.
sake. And so they want this well chilled. And I think that helps hold the integrity of the sake together. Like maybe when it gets towards room temperature, it becomes a little more flabby. But I think when it's chilled, it kind of keeps it a little crisper on the finish. And I would agree with that. So I think chilled is the way to go.
All right. Well, Tim, this has been a lot of fun. We had a nice, new,
Yeah.
exciting sake, and I like the series too. I like that we're putting a spotlight on Kobo. Um,
Yeah. Who knew that irradiation and mutation could be so much fun?
the X-Men.
All right.
Anyway,
Well, well, John, it was so much fun to taste with you. Thanks for sharing this sake with me. And I want to thank our listeners as well for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed our show. Now, if you are one of our Patreon supporters, we want to send you a special hi, hello, and thank you for supporting us. If any listeners out there are not in our Patreon community and you'd like to join, visit patreon.com/sake revolution and join us. We have a monthly live happy hour the first Wednesday of every month. And you can talk to us live in person on Zoom, and we'd love to see you there. So join us on Patreon.
and when you have a chance, if you'd like other ways to support our show, please mention us to people you know, mention us to your friends. Also, give us a little shout on your podcast platform of choice, a little review, whatever amount of stars you think is appropriate. It goes a long way towards getting our podcast to the top of the relevant charts. When people search for Sake Podcast, we want them to find Sake Revolution, and this will help with that. So, on that note, Tim, raise your glass. Remember to keep drinking sake and
Kampai.